Now I'm going to show you a video that was made for a library system on disability etiquette. And we'll talk about it when it's over, okay?
Did you know that 1 in 5 Americans have disabilities?
People-first language puts the person before the disability. It tells what a person is, not what a person has. I'm going to give you some words that are used to describe people with disabilities: handicapped, retarded, crippled, and disabled. Now, when you heard those words, did you think about hope, respect, contribution, and abilities?
It doesn't mean the person is broken or needs to be fixed. It just means that they did some things in a different way.
These words are medical labels that describe a diagnosis. They don't tell you about the person. We challenge you today to not use these words when describing a person with a disability.
That's where today the label doesn't tell anything what that person is, what they like, don't like, what their gifts, talents, abilities are.
Handicap comes from a beggar, cap in hand. This is a negative, insulting word that we do not want people to use to describe a person anymore. Instead of saying John is handicapped, it would be better to say John needs extra supports.
It's hard to tell if someone has autism, disability, doesn't have parents. You might notice they act differently, or don't look you in the eye, but otherwise these disabilities are invisible.
Retarded is a word that strips a person of respect. It devalues and does not focus on the person's capabilities. Instead of saying John is retarded, it would be better to say John may not understand the assignment.
It is usually easy to tell if someone cannot see. They might wear dark glasses, use a cane, or have a seeing eye dog.
Crippled is a word that focuses on weakness instead of on the contributions and abilities of a person. Instead of saying John is crippled, it would be better to say John uses a wheelchair to get around.
Here's an easy way to describe disability: a body part or function that operates differently. For example, a person that has cerebral palsy might have legs or arms works differently.
Disabled is a word that invokes pity in the mind of the speaker as well as the listener. It takes away from the idea that a person has abilities and can take charge of their own life. Instead of saying John is disabled, say that John has muscular dystrophy.
Having said all that, please remember that what the person has, a disability label, is not what is important.
Next, we're going to see a series of skits. You may find these comical, but please understand they're based on real-life situations that people with developmental disabilities in Missouri have experienced.
I'm sick of paying taxes for all these people with disabilities, my sister included. She can't find a job, she can't live on her own, handicapped, that's what she is. She needs too much support.
I don't need too much support. All I need are things that everyone else needs. I need a walker to help me walk. I need a little extra help in understanding some things. Handicap is the one I do not like. It is about begging. As I see it, everyone needs help from others and from one another. To the point, I can be incredible, and you don't pay that means taxes to support me. I can contribute to my community if I'm allowed to. I don't deserve to wear a label.
you know she's retarded? She'll never be able to learn like kids her age or be normal like kids her age.
I have some abilities. I don't like to be called retarded. This doctor gave me a label, and I'm working hard to get it off.
I'm sorry you're crippled, but that's just the way it is. I love you, but that doesn't change that you're always going to be crippled. And always will be crippled. Remember when you were the poster child for Jerry's kids? You just can't do what normal people do.
This label has been the hardest to get off because my family told me this and I believed them because they loved me. But now I know that sometimes even people who love us tell us things that are hurtful and sometimes not even true. And another thing I have learned, I am a valuable person.
There you go, touch my chair.
I'm just resting my arm.
I prefer you to move your arm. You're in my space. Please move your arm.
Sure, but why?
Do you like when someone stands so close to you?
No, it makes me uncomfortable.
Then you know how I feel. The chairs are a part of my body. Would you please respect me?
Okay, I get it now. I'm sorry, I won't do that again.
May I help you? What's he want? He looks retired, does he?
Greg is not retarded. He has a disability, and he can tell you what he wants. Please don't use the word retarded.
Why isn't he answering me? Is he handicapped?
Give him a little time. Just because he's in a wheelchair doesn't mean he can't hear anymore. People in a wheelchair are not handicapped. Do you see them begging with the cap in their hand? We don't use that term anymore.
Poor thing. I felt sorry for him being confined in that wheelchair.
He just needs a wheelchair to get around in the world. It doesn't make him unable to do things. It helps him do things.
But he is crippled, though.
He does things by himself, and he's attending the local college. Instead of talking to me, you should talk to him.
Oh, I see. Just because you're in a wheelchair doesn't mean you can't do things by yourself. Thanks for telling me. I have never met somebody in a wheelchair. Next time I need to ask the person first before I ask people with him.
Service animals are not considered pets, so the librarian would need to ask, and has the right to ask for some kind of identification showing that the dog has been trained and is certified as a service animal. The dog would also be wearing a harness or a vest that would be recognizable as what a service animal would have on. It would be best for the librarian to just ignore the animal, not try to reach out and pet him or try to make noises to call him or ask him his name is and then call him by name. So it would just be best to totally ignore the animal. And most of them are going to have a sign on them that says, please don't pet me, I'm working. Marty, let's go.
Hang my brewer's head out here. But it's good for it right now. What do you think of the video? Any questions or comments?